All that we see every day on our social media feeds, our televisions, our ads is perfect bodies, perfect lives, and perfect people. So it is natural that we want to be like them too. We want to be perfect. But what if I told you our constant need to be perfect is what is holding us back in our life? What if ditching perfectionism is the only way you can be happy? Hi guys, my name is Priya. Welcome back to my channel. What is perfectionism? Perfectionism is defined as the refusal to accept anything short of perfect. According to Brene Brown, perfectionism is a 20-pound shield that we carry around thinking that it will protect us. While perfectionism is something which makes us exposed to amazing possibilities and it helps us imagine great outcomes, it can also be something which is stopping us from taking the necessary action at the necessary time, and this is what is holding us back in our life. Anything less than perfect is supposed to be a failure these days, especially in this present world of social media. Perfect smiles, perfect lives, and perfect bodies. But this kind of thinking is leading us to look at things in either a black or white way. That means something is either perfect or it's nothing at all, and there is no in between. And this is dangerous. According to Petra, the author of the Perfection Detox, perfectionists strive to be flawless and they see their mistakes as a character flaw. It is not even that they made a mistake, it is that they are the mistake. Even the perfect moments have no joy because they are never quite perfect enough. This is the sad reality of our lives today. Either perfection or nothing. And if something isn't perfect, it is not the fault of the situation or anything, but it is our own fault and we are the ones who are defective. While everyone else is capable of being perfect and having everything perfect, I am the one who's flawed. I am the one who's good for nothing. This is how we start thinking. When we are putting this constant pressure on ourselves to be perfect and to be like everyone else, we are actually missing out on life itself and failing in a lot of ways. I had a friend in school who was very good in studies and great at everything. So her parents expected more from her and they joined her in different types of coaching classes for different exams. And unfortunately, she didn't crack any of those exams. This made her feel that she's not good at studies. And this affected her confidence, her self-esteem, and her grades started plummeting. And this led to a lot of mental breakdowns, depression, and everything unnecessary. There is no harm in trying to be perfect and trying to work towards it, but the all or none approach towards perfectionism is the actual problem. This kind of perfectionism can be harmful because it is fake and there is no room for failure. But in life, there is failure. Social psychologist Thomas Curran says that the pressure to be perfect in our work, in our schools, in our social media feeds can show up in three different ways. Self-oriented perfectionism or an unrealistic expectation from oneself. Other-oriented perfectionism, which is to expect everyone else around us to be perfect. And socially prescribed perfectionism or the feeling that everyone is expecting us to be perfect. Any type of perfectionism can be harmful when the expectations are unrealistic and we fall into this trap. We end up being depressed or looking at ourselves as a failure or beating ourselves up for everything that has gone wrong. Then what are we supposed to do? How do we come out of this trap of perfectionism? Always get going. Even if you think the situations are not perfect, the timing is not perfect, even if you think the outcome is not going to be perfect, when you start doing the work, you'll end up completing the task rather than waiting for the perfect time to start or waiting for the perfect situations and everything else to be perfect for you to start the work. And this will help you realize that when you start doing something, even if everything is not perfect, there is always room for improvement and growth, and this will help you overcome your perfectionist mindset. Make mistakes. When you make mistakes deliberately and don't try to correct them, it can help you overcome your perfectionist mindset. In a presentation or an email, try putting a comma in a place where it's absolutely unnecessary. And you'll be surprised how a small comma or any punctuation mark in an unwanted place doesn't impact or undermine the whole presentation or the message that you're trying to convey through your email. In the same way, when you make a mistake, instead of looking at yourself as a failure or beating yourself up for that small mistake, accepting your mistake and trying to learn from them will help you overcome this perfectionist mindset. Be open to change. The thing about perfectionism is, even a small deviation from our plan makes us upset and think that all our efforts have gone to waste. Being more open to change and seeing possibilities when you have a setback, when you face a setback in life, and thinking about how you can use the existing things or how you can use the existing situations to your advantage, this will help you to further get over this perfectionist mindset and always work with what you have at hand. Set your priorities. According to Pareto's principle, also called the 80-20 rule, we spend 20% of our time doing 80% of the work and the remaining 80% of the time doing 20% of the work. That is, as perfectionists, we spend a lot of time on every detail only in one place instead of moving on to the next step, which will leave us with less time to do the remaining work. This will result in imperfect work, again beating yourself up and labeling yourself as a failure. So there is no point spending too much time on one single detail. For example, if you spend a lot of time doing your eye makeup and do nothing to the remaining parts of your face, is it going to look good? Of course not. And it is always better to do all the parts of your face than just do one part, isn't it? So decide what is more important and what is not, and set your priorities accordingly and prioritize completing the task rather than being perfect at it. And this perfectionist mindset is what is leading to a lot of problems in youngsters and even the older generations due to the constant pressure on us to fit in with the perfect people on the internet. This is taking a toll on our mental health, our confidence, our self-esteem, and our overall performance. But the idea of perfectionism is in our misunderstanding of what it actually means to be perfect. In fact, the Greek word perfect means to be complete or to achieve purpose. And we often associate perfectionism with flawlessness, uniqueness, or to be free from blemishes. But if we adopt the other meaning of perfect, that is to be complete or to fulfill your purpose or achieve your purpose, we can shift our perspective about perfectionism and our approach towards perfectionism. So, next time you want everything to be perfect, or when you try to be perfect and imitate others, remember that you are unique and you are already perfect in your own way. And you don't have to beat yourself up when you don't do something right or perfect. So, I hope this video motivated you to stop trying to be perfect all the time and to accept yourself as you are and go with the flow. I'll see you in this video right here. Until then, take care.